Well, you may have seen a trend popping around your feed online, the trend that has been going viral called sleep maxing. It's designed to help sleep quality and quantity by getting into certain beauty routines or consuming certain supplements and foods. A recent study from CNN shows some of the most effective sleeping habits include sleeping in a cool, dark, and quiet room with the ideal temperature 60 to 67 degrees. Limiting screen time and bright light exposure before bed is also great. Avoiding alcohol and caffeine in the hours leading up to sleep, that's a good one. And maintaining a regular and consistent sleep schedule. Good luck with that one. Many people have taken to social media to share their sleep maxing hacks. Many of those include some claims that hacks like eating kiwis, sleep trapping apps, red light exposure, or even taping your mouth shut. I know it's a lot to navigate. You're probably wondering, does this work? Does it not work? Joining us more to talk about sleep maxing right now and some of the do's and don'ts, Dr. Anita Shelgakar is with us. She's the director of the Sleep Medicine Fellowship and clinical professor of neurology at U of M Ann Arbor. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us this morning. These hacks, none of it sounds real to me. Do any of these things work?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me to discuss this really fascinating topic. You know, it's great that people are prioritizing their sleep, and so we're really excited about that. But I agree with you that a lot of the trends out there right now aren't necessarily grounded in scientific backing.
So that said, is there anything that actually does work? Like, explain why someone might think taping their mouth shut could help, or is there nothing behind it?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So mouth taping, the intent there is to try to really emphasize nasal breathing and breathing through the nasal passages, but that can be problematic for someone that may have some obstruction or difficulty breathing through their nose in the setting of, you know, a deviated nasal septum or seasonal allergies like many of us have here in Michigan. So if someone has a difficult time breathing through their nose, then taking away the option for mouth breathing can be problematic and may even lead to a feeling of not getting enough air.
Okay, Doc, we're having some audio volume issues. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get back to you. We're to see if we can fix this right after this. All right, welcome back. Some technical difficulties have been resolved. Doctor, thank you again for joining us here talking about sleep maxing. So when you see trends like this happening on TikTok, do you cringe or do you get somewhat excited because at least people are trying something?
Yeah, I look for the silver lining in the whole thing. I'm excited when people are thinking about their sleep, prioritizing their sleep, and trying to make sleep optimization part of a healthy lifestyle. So I think those are all wins. We just want to make sure that people use safe approaches to prioritizing their sleep.
Okay, so you said safe there. Are any of these hacks, can they be dangerous? Can they have a negative effect?
Well, I think there's some nuance for person by person determination of what works well. So when you talk about things like supplements, for example, you know, we do consider what other medications is somebody taking and could there be interactions between a supplement and a prescription medication. So that's where we recommend talking to a healthcare provider before starting supplements. Even though the intent is good of getting better sleep, we want to make sure again that that's done safely.
So what's this conversation about kiwi? What's happening here?
Yeah, so kiwi's rich in antioxidants and serotonin, and again, those could be good things. We also recommend if someone's going to do a major overhaul to their dietary intake to, again, make sure that they are getting proper nutrition, and so to do that with guidance. So it could be part of a healthy lifestyle overall, but probably not enough, at least based on the data that we have right now, to be the be-all, end-all for improving sleep.
So it sounds like some of these hacks, I'll put that in air quotes, could be helpful, but you probably should be talking to a professional before you do anything, especially long term.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. Again, we want to make sure that with good intentions that people pursue options that are safe for them and make sense in the context of their entire medical history and their current state in terms of the other factors that may be influencing their sleep. So we do recommend a lot of the things that you called out at the start of this segment in terms of keeping a consistent schedule in terms of bedtime and wake up time, keeping the sleeping environment cool, dark, and quiet, and having a wind down routine to help facilitate falling asleep at the time you want to.
I've also read that using a weighted blanket can make you feel like you're being cuddled, and it actually does something chemically to you.
Yeah, it's been studied in specific patient populations, not necessarily across the board, but in those specific studies, there have been some benefits shown. So I have anecdotally some patients who like it. Some people find it to be too heavy and, a little problematic or
I feel trapped in bed.
Yes, exactly. So again, case by case, maybe something to consider.
Okay, so give me your number one or number two ultimate hacks, things that you know are safe and definitely work.
The tried and true are consistency. Our brains love consistency. So having a consistent bedtime and wake up time, which in our society and with all the things that we do, it can be really, really difficult.
Yeah.
But trying to prioritize that schedule can be the most effective hack to do. And then also having a dedicated wind down routine where you're slowly getting into the process of bedtime and kind of winding your brain down and getting ready for sleep. Those are two things that you can take with you wherever you go when you're traveling or otherwise, and can really be helpful with getting the amount of restorative sleep that you want.
So winding your brain down is a thing then, and I ask that in all seriousness because even myself, if I've had a rough day at work or just been a long day, I won't put any music on when I'm driving home from work. I won't take any phone calls. I want to try to calm and shut the brain down. Is that real, or did I make that up?
No, absolutely. And for different people, those approaches are different. Some people might find music to be part of that wind down process. Some people might find silence or going for a walk or reading a book. So finding what works for you at any given time. But absolutely, kind of settling our thoughts, getting ready for bed, kind of being in a more relaxed and calm state can definitely help with falling asleep when we want to.
That special rainmaker kind of noise, the white noise. All right. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us.
That works well.
Thanks for going in some of these myths and the hacks, because it sounds like some of them are probably not a safe thing to do, especially taping your mouth closed. Don't do that.
Well, happy to talk about healthy sleep anytime. Thanks so much for having me.
Take care.